This episode's brought to you by Loot Crate. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or pop culture nerd? Then this is the subscription box for you. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/kfgames and enter code KFGames to save $3 on any new subscription. Not that long ago, and depending on where you live, not so far away, Loot Crate blasted off into a voyage across the galaxy, searching the far reaches of space to find universally awesome gear. Using December's Star Wars The Force Awakens loot as the launchpad, we landed on some equally cosmic items from Halo 5 and more. With an exclusive Funko Pop and exclusive shirt in this month's crate, this is the loot that you're looking for. Remember, you only have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when that cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/kfgames and enter code KFGames to save $3 on your new subscription today. Final topic, as always, brought to you by the Kinda Funny forums. You can go to kindafunny.com/gamescast topic to submit your beautiful, beautiful topics for this beautiful, beautiful show.
Your big, beautiful kids.
Oh, yeah, big, beautiful kids. So, I was going back and forth on which one we were going to lead off with, but I kind of like this one based on the timing of this. This is from Wars Machine. What's up, dudes?
Nothing.
Been a gamer for a long time, but one iconic game I've never played is Final Fantasy VII. Would this be best played on Vita?
No.
I currently have a PS4/PS3/Vita. Will playing Final Fantasy VII be enjoyable considering how gaming mechanics are today? So pretty much, what's the best way to play Final Fantasy VII?
I don't know. I mean, the PS4 one is imminent, so I don't know that I can write that one off. I think that it's my prediction will know by the time anyone hears this. I think it'll be launched during PSX.
Yeah, available now.
But the trophies are live, so it's imminent. So with that said, I think the PS1 Classic is probably the best way to go, and you can play it probably on Vita. I think that might be the best way to play it, but I don't know if you want to jump the gun on that until you wait and see what the PS4 one's all about.
Yeah,
it'll be an identical kind of port, but you can play it on PC, you can play it on PS1 if you want to. There's like a bunch of different ways to play it, but I don't think you can really go wrong with the PS1 Classic if you don't care about trophies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's a bad version of the game out there. I mean, even the PC one, like, you know, it had its issues back in the day, but they kind of fixed that with stuff. So personally, my favorite was playing on PSP. Back in the day when with the PS1 Classic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing as Vita. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you're right. I would wait until the PS4 one comes out and kind of see how that one shakes out. But I'm a little shocked that it's not coming to Vita as well, like with the trophies and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm not. I don't know. Like, I don't know what Square Enix is
the
like.
The funeral pyre of the Vita is going out to sea. And Shuhei's about to launch the flaming arrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's disappointing, but I don't. You know, that's more QA and more like annoyances that they have to go through, like certification and stuff. So I think that they've been doing
something for a year. So
they have, and there's a lot of rumors of what they've been doing. I mean, there's a lot of I was reading things that people feel like they translated it again. People think that like there's more to this than possible, that it's not the straight PC port because some of the trophies are different. I don't know. I don't know the answers to any of these questions.
Like, I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah.
Are they talking about the cross-dressing scene specifically?
Yeah, well, that's going to be in there because there is a cross-dressing trophy.
Okay, cool.
But there's like there's some conjecture that this isn't all it seems.
There's more than meets the eye here.
That like this might not be the PC port. That there's some word that with the PS2 emulation getting trophies, like the Star Wars games basically being straight PS2 emulators that are running trophies. In the back end, that maybe this is the PS1 Classic getting trophies, stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, it's just all conjecture. I don't know. It could just be a download. That's going to be huge. I will say to his point about the game, the game holds up mechanically, I think, just fine. I don't think the game graphically holds up at all. But
I wouldn't say that. I think that it's the character models.
Yeah, the hand-drawn backgrounds. And
the backgrounds, I think, are beautiful to this day.
We'll see. The resolution is going to be low. We'll see.
We'll see how. I'm talking about like playing it on the Vita. I think in that sense, it might be the best way to go. Because
yeah, we'll make it smaller.
Is. And then maybe it'd be too small then.
I don't. Yeah, it does run in 4.3. So I don't know. We're gonna find out what's going on with this. I'm excited. I'm interested to see like why this took so long. There was a reason why this took so long. So.
I haven't even thought about that. That's really interesting. Yeah. I hope it goes well. But I will say that regardless, you should play one of these before the remake. Don't wait for the remake. I think
you have plenty of time.
I think they're going to be very different games, and yeah, and that
you got
too.
all the time in the world.
That too. But I think that it's worth playing this version for sure.
Yeah, and I think 7's active time battle is it stands up. The materia system I think is really clever. I think the weapon accessory armor system is a little reductive, but the materia system is a really nice system. It's almost as good I think as like the Esper system. So certainly better than some of the other things that have come after it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think 7's a must play for RPG fans. I think that it's certainly not the best Final Fantasy game, but it's a classic, and it's a game that I've really come around on.
Yeah, I think it's a must play even for not RPG fans. Maybe not to finish, but to at least try out and see, because I do think that it's a good entry. I think more so than Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, 6 is way more
hardcore. Not an
hardcore.
RPG person.
6 is way more hardcore. It's also a seminal game, which I think is really important. Like it's a game there's really only a few third-party games that were as important as Final Fantasy 7 was to the success of a piece of hardware, and that was the first big PlayStation game.
Big, beautiful kids.
Big, beautiful.
Hun Sixpack says, "Hey guys, how long do you think the PSN will work on PS3? I have so many games still to play on that system, and I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my PSN games, downloaded games, and my trophy support. Keep up the good work."
A long time.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
It still works on PSP, I think. That's not something you should worry about. And if that happens, they'll give you a huge heads up, and I bet you there's a workaround for it.
Yeah, like the multiplayer games, one by one are going to go away. But
yeah,
your
that kind of
games
stuff.
and the
But like
PSN
getting
support
on the PSN and
shit,
buying games,
I think you're fine. You'll be good.
There's too many of them out there. Too much money to be made.
And your trophies will never go away. I mean, those exist on a different server.
Metro Shade says, "Hey guys, when you play shooters or any other games, do you invert the y-axis? I made my friend play Fallout 4, and she's not a gamer at all, but I noticed every time she tried to look up or down, she'd look the opposite way. So I inverted it for her,
smart.
and I asked her why she picked it that way, and she said she wasn't sure, and she was just doing it instinctively. This is weird to me since I've never played with inverted, so I'm just curious if you guys do or do not, and how you got started playing on inverted, and if you ever changed. Thanks, guys. P.S. I recently found out all of Tim's old videos he did for IGN, including the Avengers boy band. Wow, you've all come such a long way."
That's one way of putting
I'm not sure about that.
It's a lot like being left-handed. Some people are just born wrong, and when that happens, you just got to put up with them.
You play inverted.
I do play inverted.
Right. And I feel like nowadays you're definitely like a dying breed when it comes to that. You've never changed.
Nope.
Right.
Wasn't there like 1 week or something where it suddenly it made sense the other way?
No, it didn't make sense either way.
Oh, okay.
I had this month. It was when Destiny came out, and I'm like, nothing feels right.
So
it was really weird. I was having a mental breakdown, and then I really was. I was like, holy shit! Like I don't know how to play anymore. And then suddenly, like, it just snapped back in. I was like, I'm fine.
Okay, false alarm.
It was weird. I remember tweeting about it and talking about it. I was like, what the fuck? It was like really, I was actually like authentically scared. I'm like, holy shit, I don't know how to play anymore. Like something in my brain just doesn't work anymore. Like I don't know, none of this I would invert, then uninvert, then invert. And I'm like, holy shit, nothing feels right.
Man, so it's weird you say that, because I had that experience too. And I still do every once in a while, where back in the day, so I grew up with GoldenEye, and that was like, that's what it was to me. Like that's how you moved and that's how things happened. So when I made the switch over and I played the shit out of Star Fox. So inverted just made sense. Then, and also the way you would move and that's how I liked it. Then Time Splitters came out, and one of the default control options played more similar to that, where you would move forward and backward with the left stick, and you would aim left and right with the left stick. And then you would, no, that's not right. You would strafe with the left stick. So it controlled much more like Star Fox.
Gotcha.
Where you're going left and right or forward or whatever, and you aim and whatever with the right stick. And I was just like, this is just how things play. So in Halo, I would always have to like use this. I think it was Inverted Legacy Southpaw was the name of it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? But I had to. And it definitely put me at a disadvantage when I played against anybody. And then one day, all of a sudden it just clicked. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense anymore. And then default just made sense.
Nice.
And now I can't do inverted anymore.
Good.
So now when I play Star Fox, I'm all like fucking confused and shit. But it's weird that it just happened. I don't know. It's not like I trained myself or anything. It just totally snapped. But now when I play third person action games like Ratchet and Clank, moving the camera, like the left and right, it never feels quite how I want it to. Like, I feel like my brain every other time switches it of if I hit left, of if I want the camera to go this way or this way.
Gotcha.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so this is my argument. First of all, flight games like Star Fox or flight simulators, they don't make any sense at all playing it unless you're playing it inverted. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I'm just gonna throw that right out there. There's no justification for not playing it inverted. That's how you fly a fucking airplane.
Exactly. That's always the argument I've had with people, where when they're campaigning for inverted. I'm like, when I used to play flight sims on my PC and I had a stick, right? Yes, it made sense that I was pulling and doing this in the cockpit. You know what I mean? I'm moving this thing. But for me, playing a game, running around and shooting, it makes sense that I just know to look up means up. But like, you're about to go into your thing and I want you to do it. But then I think I have an answer finally for why it makes sense the other way.
Well, I'm going to segment it into two different things: third person and first person now, right? Third person. Greg, take this and pretend it's a camera, and hold it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now look up. Okay. There you go. Look down. Yeah. I mean, that's so like you're like for third person, the camera is behind you, and for the camera to pitch up, it must be dragged down. Like that makes perfect sense to me. And that's it's the first person argument that gets a little more muddled for everyone, I think. And that's based on how you view the character you're playing. Even if I'm playing in first person, I do not view the character as me. I view it as a camera. So that's where my mentality comes from. Now, I don't have a heritage in flight simulating or anything like that. Like, I don't know why or how I always played like this, but I do.
I think what you just said makes sense. For me, the way I think the easiest way for me to explain it, right? Because what you're talking about is up and down or whatever.
The stick in the back of the head, down to look up.
And I think that's just the dumbest thing because no one's ever had a stick in their back of the head.
But that's the nature of the way you would play the game.
Sure, but what I'm saying is the reason it doesn't work for me and the reason non-inverted makes so much more sense is that I'm not thinking about like tilting up or down like I'm broken. I'm thinking about the cursor on the screen and if I want the cursor to go up. And even if there is no cursor, imagine it that way, right? I'm not even thinking of how I would move my own head or the camera or whatever. I'm thinking about a gun in the hand. And I want the gun up and I want the gun down.
So I mean, it's like a mouse click. I mean, that's the thing is like and even with flight simulators like Star Fox and stuff, if you start thinking of it just a dual stick shooter or not dual stick shooter, like a
flight sim?
The Geometry Wars or whatever, like dual stick, just like
like a twin stick shooter.
Yeah, twin stick shooter. Yeah, like then all of a sudden it's like it doesn't matter if it's a spaceship or a person or whatever. It's just there's a thing and there's shit that shoots.
Yeah.
So you move it and you shoot stuff. And it's just like when you start thinking of it that way, then it should just be default because it is just moving things.
Right.
Because there's no pulling sticks or whatever.
Well, on a flat, Geometry Wars or even Resogun, which is in 3D space, but it is on a flat surface. So that makes sense. Up, down, left, right. I mean, that makes perfect sense. But when you get, I understand that I'm in the minority on this. I mean, there are not many inverted players. I mean, it's like 1 in 10 maybe.
You would guess.
And but it just makes perfect sense to me, and I don't know why or where it happened, but I can't play the other way. Like Until Dawn is a good example because Until Dawn did not have inverted controls. They patched it in later, and I didn't play the game. So like during the shooting segments or like when you had to aim shit, I was like, fuck. Like I couldn't. I like really struggled, you know?
Yeah.
It would have been so easy if I could have just, it was like up in the right. So I would just jack down on the left stick and go that way or whatever. And like, and then I'm like on the other side of the screen. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know. My brain doesn't work like this. I don't know. It would be awesome. What a waste of fucking academic resources, but it would be an awesome study to figure out what is, there's got to be a common bond between everyone that plays inverted. There has to be.
Yeah.
It is not a coincidence because I don't think it's something you necessarily learn.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's the way you look at the world. I really do. Like, I really do.
The only other thing with that, though, the closest parallel to it in my life has been skateboarding, where there's people that have you skateboarded, right?
So you're talking about goofy footed or
yeah, whether you're goofy or regular or Mongo.
Yeah, which is fucking weird.
And I do that. Like it.
That's so weird.
And it sucks. It sucks so bad, and I look like a fucking idiot. So
what's Mongo? I don't know what you're talking
Mongo's when you push with your front foot instead of your back,
which is so bizarre.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because
how do you balance? You just do, I guess.
Yeah, no. I mean, it just makes sense. The balancing's fine, but the problem then
you
is
must lean back.
The reason that I can't that I have problems with it is that I want to push down with my left foot to like when I to jump and shit. So it's like I don't know, man.
Well, the people that push and then swing around, right?
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah. So So
it's swinging forward instead of backward.
Yeah.
And I've tried, but the problem is I can't push down with my right foot. Like I feel like when I'm trying to write with my left hand. Anyways, things are
there's definitely
Mongo.
There's definitely I skated with a kid that skated like that. I think that
Did you call him Mongo?
No, I called him Mike.
It's close to Mongo.
His name was Kevin. It was weird.
I haven't skated since college though, but I used to skate all the time. That brings back memories. I don't have it in me anymore. I had a beautiful girl deck. That was my last deck. It was awesome. Just a sky blue deck, all fucked up from whatever I did to it. Had a UV spray painted on top of it for Uncle Vito, which was my friend's wannabe skateboard company, which I thought was so funny, which was named after my cousin, Uncle Vito.
My cousin, Uncle Vito. Okay.
Yeah, we call him Uncle Vito, but he was really my cousin.
All right.
You talk about my documentary, man.
All right. Final two
I
questions.
gotta find that deck.
Rated Any 1998 says, greeting and salutations from Algeria. My question is, what do you think of the share button on the PlayStation 4? At first, I thought it was a gimmick, but after taking over 1,000 photos,
Whoa!
I understand why Sony put this feature.
I love it. I use it all the time. Like for me, the big game changer was finally having video for Twitter. As somebody who doesn't Facebook, you know what I mean? What I was always doing is getting screenshots. And you look at, I'm going to toss a Vita game in here too, but same idea. But you look at Metal Gear when I was playing under embargo and Persona Dancing All Night when I was playing under Vita. I took so many screenshots, and then when it was finally up, I could just post them whenever I wanted to or do whatever I wanted to. And now the fact that like I can jump in and show something cool or something broken or whatever with the video in 9 seconds. I do it all the time. Just did it last night with something.
For me, it's always an accident. I always hit that button. I'm like, oh, fuck, what's happening? I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
But every time I do that, whatever happens to be, I'm like, oh, that is cool. I wish, like, this is cool that I can do this. So
yeah, it's one of those weird things of like I didn't think I'd use it. I thought I'd be using it for twitching, right? And then we got into all this stuff, and there's more. We have more professional ways to do Twitch than that. I do it that way. Use all this stuff, and then the rise of photo modes in games. Like I every time I've ever heard of it, I'm like, whatever, big deal. But when they added it to Arkham Knight, and I went in with the first the '89 Batman DLC and stuff, and went in and started screwing out that, I was like, damn, this is actually fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's like moving the camera around, exactly.
Final question. Oh, dude, what do? You don't give a fuck.
It's a waste of a button.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's weird that it's a button.
Yeah, like I look at the PS4 controller, I study it sometimes. I just stare at it.
Sure you do.
And I'm like, there's just such a waste of space. Like the
giant
touchpad, like this is so unnecessary. Like it would have been cool to have like a few buttons there. Like one would have been share, but I feel like we're missing a select button and like a menu button or something. I don't know. I hit it sometimes too and on mistake, and it annoys the shit out of me.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Final question. Jason versus 22 says, hey guys, my question is, with Battlefront out, I was wondering what you guys think Visceral's Star Wars game is, and when do you think it will come out?
Oh man, it's an Amy game. So it's a narrative game. I imagine it's heavily story-based, right? It's story-driven. That's what we're doing. We're running through, playing as one person. Probably a Jedi. Maybe somebody who doesn't know they're a Jedi, but they'll become a Jedi. I bet there's a Sith Lord involved. I bet there's a bunch of dumb fucking aliens that don't make any sense. No Watto.
Be there?
No Watto, I bet too. Maybe and when will it come out?
Maybe the season pass. Don't
next fall.
I think it's fall 2016. That
when
might be a little.
That
might be a little soon. E3.
Yeah.
Or is Disney Celebration or whatever the fuck they call it?
That's after E3, isn't it?
What is it?
D23.
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, it's after.
After. Okay. So no, it wouldn't be then. They need to give it some space. I think that would be something you'd see at EA's conference.
And you think it'll come out in the fall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although
maybe spring.
Here
we go.
It doesn't make any sense. And like with Mass Effect coming out at the same time from the same publisher, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe spring 2017. They got to shit or get off the pot with that game though, because the fucking zeitgeist is moving.
Star Wars?
Yeah,
but
it's
no,
moving.
that's the thing.
It's in motion. And
no
longer
but isn't there? Here's the thing. Isn't there a Star Wars movie every fall now?
No, there is.
Well, there's more than that. So next year, this year we get Episode 7.
Yeah.
Next fall we get Rogue One.
Yeah.
The May after that is Episode 8.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, okay, interesting. But I figure. See, this is interesting with the Mass Effect wrinkle.
Yeah, it doesn't make.
What do they do with? Have they been saying? Have they been stressing Mass Effect 2016, or is that something?
No, they said that at E3, but I don't know. One of those games has to. Well, not one of those games. We don't know when the fuck the Star Wars game's coming out, but Andromeda is supposed to be 2016.
See, I think it would make sense if your Rogue One's next fall. Same
December,
thing. Yeah. See, wouldn't you want to stay on the same time schedule? Have where Battlefront was, insert the Star Wars game, move Mass Effect to the spring.
But to Tim's point, if Episode 8 comes out spring 2017, then they can fit it in that March or so in between the movies.
In between Rogue One and Episode 8.
I do think that they cannot release those games at the same time. I think that's a bad idea. They're going to cannibalize the shit out of Mass Effect if they do that.
Space. There's not enough space for both of them.
But they do need the shit to get off the pot because Visceral needs to probably make another one quickly. So
2017 is Episode 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that topic brought to you by Loot Crate. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or a pop culture nerd?
I would.
Good. Then this is the subscription box for you, Greg. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed geek gear. Well, they left out geek, so it threw me off. Gear, apparel, and collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/KFGames and enter code KFGames to save $3 on any new subscription. Not that long ago, and depending on where you live, not so far away. Loot Crate blasted off into a voyage across the galaxy. searching the far reaches of space to find universally awesome gear. Using December's Star Wars The Force Awakens loot as the launch pad, I love this. I love whoever wrote this. This is so good. Landed on some equally cosmic items from Halo 5 and more. With an exclusive Funko Pop and an exclusive shirt in this month's crate, this is the loot that you're looking for. Basically, Loot Crate's like a friend named Jack who knows what you love and surprises you with an awesome present every month. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. When the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over, Jack. So go to lootcrate.com/KFGames and enter code KFGames to save $3 on your new subscription today.
Build it, Jack.
Beautiful. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you
On this beautiful, beautiful journey.
For the big, beautiful kids.
For the big, beautiful kids. I'll see you guys next time.